20 years ago, God.
Yeah.
AKA last week. Good to see you.
Well, I have a book by him called The Cosmology of Madness. And I always thought, that man really knew something about it. And I've been there too, so not to the extent he did, but I certainly do identify. Anyways, this is called The Cosmology of Madness. There are black holes in the cosmos of the psyche where lonely men in Salvation Army cast off stand forever on corners of unknown cities. Their feet are frozen, but their hands can move. And they count their change eternally and are always a nickel short of a cup of coffee. And they are always down to their last cigarettes. And their stomachs are ground. And this is the good part, because when they close their eyes, the whole new world of horror opens. And their bodies tremble like piano wires as their mouths gape and their jaws clench in horror. And they are riveted to this place and cannot open their eyes to shut it out. And this is the good part, because all through the time they are trying to come to grips with the horror of their lives, a cold, distant voice is saying, pull yourself together, concentrate, stop acting that way, do something about yourself, stop that moaning. So they stand there, heads bowed while judgment is passed on them, because everyone knows that this is a Christian nation. It was not Christ's intention to have the likes of these in the same company with decent people. No, these people just need to stop being so self-indulgent. They still have a chance to make something of themselves. And this is the good part, because underneath this is a bottomless pit where there is nothing at all, and you are falling through that nothing endlessly, and you are crying out. But no one hears your cry because no one is there. Christ has never entered this place, though Mary sometimes reaches out, and you can feel, just for a moment, the touch of her hand, the rustle of her blue gown against your cheek. And then that too is gone, and you are still falling. There are black holes in the cosmos of the psyche, and few who enter them ever return, and few who return are changed. They hide their eyes from men, not from shame, but from compassion, because where they have been is in their eyes, and what they have seen is there. To look deep into their eyes is to go where they have been, to see what they have seen. And to look too deep, too long, is to never return. Okay. Mental Health Day at Golgotha State Hospital. Judas signed the papers, collected his certified check. Dr. Pilate said, "You'll never be sorry." Jesus is in a straitjacket, he muttered. "You don't know what you're doing." He's been living on the street for months, Judas said, preaching on corners, dirty. He's a disgrace to the family. "Don't worry, you did the right thing," Dr. Pilate said, and handed his charge over to two burly guards. "Give him a bath," he said, "and a haircut and a shave. Then bring him to me." Later, clean-shaven, bald as an eagle, Jesus lay stretched out and immobilized with the electrodes at the temples. "Why are you doing this to me?" he asked. "We're going to make an honest citizen of you," Pilate told him. "Get you a good job, teach you to vote." "I already have a job," Jesus told him. "I'm a preacher." Yeah, Dr. Pilate threw the switch. Jesus' back arched. He convulsed. "Now tell me you're not Jesus," said Dr. Pilate. "I'll turn the juice off." Jesus couldn't tell him anything. His jaws were locked. Finally, Pilate cut the juice. "Is it finished?" Jesus asked. Later, sitting propped on a chair in a white room, he sat, staring into infinity. Or nowhere. Dr. Pilate asked, "Are you Jesus now?" "Jesus who?" asked Jesus. Then added, "No, I'm nobody." "Good," said Dr. Pilate. "Now we've got something to work with." Very good one. Okay. This is called Requiem for Mad Helen. And I kind of knew Mad Helen. She was very memorable, I'll say that. And she was a street lady. Helen, I hear, is dead, who ranged the streets in costumes and headdresses, performing bizarre symbolic dances, climbed trees naked and dared the cops to get her down, was committed and retaliated by organizing the patients. Only woman who to be evicted from the state hospital, the staff having decided that they needed asylum worse than she did. Not many could handle her range, pain and ugly bitterness. Today it rains and the rain brings ghosts, and it will soon be autumn, a fitting time for Helen's ghost to dance along wet Austin streets. Mad as a hatter, and with the hats to prove it. God of the forsaken, alley cats, artists, mendicants, madmen, and bums. Keep her by you till the resurrection comes. Now, I've got a couple things of my own here. They're not long. And I tried not to be too angry. I used to be the angry young poet. I almost became the dead poet. Okay. Eavesdropping on a crazy lady. Spring the Beatles on me. You can tell he had been a problem. The guy from Dallas is sitting on his corner. Learjets flying down. I'm gonna just say right here, stay right here, just stay right here. Heinz 57, you little cow dog. My grandma was French and Italian. Like in Carson City, Daddy, you see everything. It's like Sal, I wouldn't touch her with a 10-foot pole. One of these days, I'm gonna find it. I had granite codeine and just walked into the line. That's as close as it comes today. I didn't even know how to say it's coming around the corner. Oh, sir, you wouldn't happen to have a nickel or quarter? I wouldn't know. I could borrow. I believe she died. I ain't pregnant. Just look at those noses and see if it matches up and say yes. Grandma's bringing donuts tonight. I'm going to Bandera. And that's the longest I'm going to read. Okay. That one's not here. Ah, here. Maggie. Today I saw Maggie, the Indian bag lady, roaming the streets of Austin. She asked me for a quarter. I gave her $1. She said, "Thank you, sir." Her face reminded me of the rocks and mesas of the Rio Grande canyons. I tried to imagine a young Indian beauty through the lines in her face. That's impossible now. The years, the heartbreak, the wine have eroded that face like desert cloudbursts carving out the canyon. Well, that's all I got to read.
Hey, Sylvia, you want to read that?